topics at the moment, should we say?
The two that are fighting to see who can become the third best team in MENA, maybe fight against Falcons and Rule 1. Twisted Minds is, in my opinion, the third best teams, and based on the standing points, but Infinity won last time around.
I mean, in second, back in the open here in the cup, they'll be looking to do similar, if not go the whole way and win it all. Of course, from the lower bracket, it'll have to be with a bracket reset. Falcons get that advantage for taking down Rule 1. 30 seconds already gone by, and, well, these two sides know each other and can bring it pretty close.
And Infinity is known as becoming a bit of that upset team, but inconsistent. So incredibly inconsistent, sadly enough, but they are doing something good right now. They're showing off that they are playing on their level today.
Vampires, of course, with the most experience on the squad, you could say, but Suspect and Hatem, like, do not discredit them at all. Have been consistently playing in every single RLCS event, just not at this level.
Now with a bit of experience under the belt, can they do something with it? They are still onto the offensive end. Venom looking for a pass into the middle. We go. It's a good passing play coming out from Twisted Minds, and the counter-attack was there, but saved and hit high. And this does open the net open for Twisted Minds, but they keep the ball right under control.
Twisted Minds do have good control, and like we saw from the very last regional, Twisted Minds like to keep that control, playing some nice possessive play. You'll notice them go for these dribbles up. Venom's going to be a little bit disappointed in themselves for that one, as they would expected to follow up off the wall, but you're seeing a lot of these great possession plays downfield where they're just looking to push into their opponent's half and then lock them there.
They aren't able to do that just yet, as Twisted Minds back into the defensive end. It's a good shot coming out from Infinity. Not on target, well, at least safe this time around. Pierce trying to get it away, but has to be careful. This ball goes on through, but not good enough. Infinity holds on tight, and well, they get away with a bit of a scare here.
Senzo just got bumped away at last second. A shot per arm blocked out by Vampires. Suspect, and then a little bit high. Some W's going to have to deal with this one. Over towards Senzo. And again, I said it earlier, great possession progression here. Keeping them all close to themselves and just working their way into their opponent's half.
Venom with a bit of a solo play, attempting to get through the defensive end alone, but not being able to do so this time around. Senzo hitting high. The ball back into the orange, and we go. As Suspect, a free open net here.
I mean, hey, if it's free, it's ready for the take-in. Why not, right? That was a big slip-up from Twisted Minds. We'd seen it all game long so far. Notice that, Spooks, where they were so confident in themselves that they didn't leave a player between the ball and net. And, well, it's finally punished them.
And it's something that we see a lot in South America as well, where people are so confident in their own capabilities that they don't have a third man a lot of these times. And it bites them this time around. Twisted Minds has to be careful though, but this could be their offensive attack right on here. SMW fights the shot on target, and 1-1.
We knew it was going to be close, didn't we? Oh, the quick response is beautiful for Twisted Minds. To be able to tie it on up again, great, like, quality straight out of the gates, and that's coming down to these players knowing each other thoroughly and knowing what kind of playstyle they're going to come in with.
To get onto that offensive attack, but have to be careful. Hatem going forward. Not good enough this time around. Into the orange corner we go. It's SMW. Controlled, calm, patient, and bringing the ball all the way across the field, but not on target. Has to be careful though. Maybe the counter-attack is open. Infinity coming out of forward. And it's open. It's open again.
Again. And Suspect again to finish it off. Twisted Minds, this is not a pattern they're going to want. Leaving that wide open shot put on. Well, Infinity, at least you can, if you're a Twisted Minds fan, right? At least you can, I don't know, live on the copium of, oh, they're open nets, they didn't work to open a goal. If you're Infinity fan on the opposite end, Spooks, you're just there going, they're giving us freebies, why not?
I mean, you can do all the fancy stuff you want. In the end, a goal is a goal, and in the end, a lead is a lead. As Infinity looking to make a third. And I'm just a bit worried right now for Twisted Minds. This is not what I normally expect to see from them. Two open nets. Yes, they like to be a bit more aggressive with the third man, but not this aggressive, not this far forward. So Pierce has a chance to do it solo.
Up in the air, Vampires once again getting a block out. Infinity starting to pick up a bit of control of their own, not going for these simple breakaways. Hatem. Oh, Suspect not set up correctly. They're going to be kicking themselves because they know each other well enough. Venom, easily saved.
And the worst part is, normally I actually can read the game quite well and see like, oh, this is happening. Oh, this is going to be an open net. With Twisted Minds, both goals that Infinity scored, I did not expect it to be an open net like that. I expected someone to be back, and that should tell you how surprising these open nets have been. But this one could be quite open for Twisted Minds. A mistake coming out on Infinity. This is open. This should be in. And Senzo sends us to a 2-2.
Oh, so many rare, unforced errors. Don't get me wrong, in that case, Hatem was fully expecting the touch come through, and you've got to, as a player, right? You go for that block. So leaving it works as, I think, an unintentional fake.
An unintentional fake, but an intentional goal for Twisted Minds, as they are still trying to claw their way back into this game, back into the lead that they want so badly. You don't want to lose another time to Infinity, as Senzo goes on high. Tries to get under Vampires, but this time around doesn't work. It's Venom into the air, looking for the solo play, looking for the transition, but not good enough. Suspect blocks it off, and both teams scared to go full on in with the last 10 seconds ticking on down. The shot on target, saved by Senzo, but not out of the woods just yet. Twisted Minds still have to be careful. Suspect into the middle. Can he get a pass? Go slow, but a bit too low.
But well defended there, forcing it low. You can see the player towards the mid for Infinity ready to get onto that one. The bump away up into the air. Can Twisted Minds finish off? Yes, with the block. What a beauty.
No. Look at this. S&W goes high. Yes, it's a good setup, but Suspect was not expecting that one. And the ball into the back of the net.
Some more there coming on out, absolutely popping. Sure, off the crossbar, a little dink to, I guess, add a little bit of spice to it. Twisted Minds, battling back. Remember again, those two goals from Infinity were unforced errors. Infinity hadn't created an opening of their own in this game. Twisted Minds had to work for those.
I'm looking at something, Bacon. Vampires had 48 points. And now I actually think back to this game. He indeed was invisible. I did not see Vampires.
So those were all of like touches, you know, wasn't involved in play, definitely not a save or anything like that. For me, it comes down to Vampires was just caught out of rotation, and sometimes you do get games like that, right, where the ball's just actively not around you, but you've got to keep your normal rotation. It just doesn't fall that way. It'll be coming down to this game too, where it depends on the whole team. Not just Vampires stepping up, the whole team to step up and get more proactive with their plays, because that's how you naturally pull Vampires into the action.
But someone that we did see quite a lot of, Bacon, Samar.
Yeah.
Insane. Insane. And we saw this last regional as well, where he was playing insanely well. In my eyes, playing the best out of his team. And that is saying something when you have Senzo on your roster.
Senzo, I always see being never the star player on this roster. They're the captain, yes, but they are the cool, calm head on the shoulders of this squad. They're just keeping things together. They have to pull the decisive directions for the squad, not to finish off. That is where you throw to Venom or some more. Senzo is kind of just locked in as the third man, and that's not a bad thing.
Samar looking to go into the air, but can't get it this time around. Senzo slowing it down, taking it a bit easier, but Vampires is like, no, we're not taking it easy. We're not gonna slow things down. I want to speed it up, back up again, because that's what like Infinity likes. Infinity likes the speedier plays, likes to go quicker, to force Twisted Minds, like we saw in game 1, having an open net, as this one was quite open.
That's going to be an interesting, I guess, topic if this keeps coming on through for this game. The pacing. Twisted Minds slowing it down again, that falls into their realm of possessive control, slow push upfield plays, whereas Infinity, this hot young team basically at the moment, where they're purely playing off of that pace, purely playing off passion and instinctive Rocket League. That high pace will favor them because they'll get more one-on-one plays.
Adam going to the air, looking for a second touch by Vampires. Does get it, but Senzo found a block, meaning that the ball ends up into some hands, but nothing being created out of that for Twisted Minds. And the slow, methodical plays right now for Twisted Minds are being quite easily read by Infinity. They aren't breaking free, and no counterattacks can be created.
But notice, they're not being punished for it. They've continuously got a player in defense, and they're comfortable right now. Twisted Minds are waiting for that breakaway, Spooks.
Venom. Solo play from Venom, going in net, but not good enough. I was holding my breath for there a tiny bit, because I'll say maybe he could do it. But not this time around. But we do see Infinity looking for a bump play this time around. Not on target, not found this time around. Samal trying to get it away. Suspect found another block. And once again, the ball being pushed further into the orange half. They have to be careful, but no second man from Infinity.
Yeah, but again, there's that safety. Infinity again caught out on boost. Look at Vampires right now. Has been low for absolutely ages and then removed. Twisted Minds have control of this game.
No! No! It's not in!
Venom was there! The back of the net. That is overconfidence!
Samar! That was a beautiful play from him! Almost fully in, but it just didn't go in. Through the smoke, Infinity breaks free, and Venom tries to break through the defense once again, but Twisted Minds wasted a golden opportunity.
Okay, let's calm down for a moment. Vampires not close enough to be able to get that ball. The block out, throwing it wildly to the side. Ven's going to get beaten by Hatton, but needs a second man to follow up from Infinity. Vampires is there. Some more in the backlines, throwing it downfield. It's an open net, and it's going to be Twisted Minds getting the opener.
One they needed. A mistake from Hatton, maybe a bit too excited, and you saw it from Suspect going for the big boost pad. Was looking for that desperately, wanting to just regain confidence, but maybe a bit too much to ask here, as Twisted Minds saw the opening, saw the goal, saw what was necessary, getting them ahead. SMW into the defense we go. Suspect flip reset onto the middle, but somehow once again with the save, Hatton hits an eye. Not breaking free just yet is Infinity, but they have to be careful. You don't want to leave another net open.
Oh, follow up here from Venom. Ven out wide. I feel that was meant to be up for the top left side, but it's still into a good position so that Twisted Minds can keep this pressure up, dislodging it away from Senzo here, looking to drop it right in the middle. Some more to follow up, and that was executed beautifully.
Some more simple, and that is what you like to see. Clean, saw the opening, saw where the defense was not looking, and creates a goal for Twisted Minds. 2-0 up. Can they keep this lead though?
1 minute 30. Infinity can definitely pull their way back into this one, but it's not going to be easy. Twisted Mind have got a pretty solid defense. I know we don't think of MENA having the best defense out of all the regions, of course, here, Spooks.
Oh, no, not sure.
But they've just got to make sure that they're communicating with each other to send that first player, of course, to contest the second player, keeping a calm and defense, waiting to be reactive. That's as solid as you'll get within this region, and it works about 95% of the time, doesn't it?
I would drop that down to 90% of the time, as we do see quite a lot of open nets happening in this region. But it does work quite a lot of times. But just as you see with South America, it isn't the final chapter of your book, of your story in rotations for your region, as Sam had to change. And I think MENA will have to change as well. That's what Falcons and Rule 1 do so well. The two teams that are easily on top. They know how to have that third man in control. They know when to push that back and when to go up all together. As Samar tries to go up all by himself, gets it onto the backboard. Is there a second man to help him out? No one there. They didn't want to push. They know they're up.
Oh, but Hatton's missed this one. It's left an open net. No, Suspect getting the demo and the save, knocking it out one. Follow through with that momentum, following it downfield, but they don't have time to pull anything off at the midfield line. Some more going to look to knock it towards the Infinity net. And well, that's going to be all she wrote for game number 2. Infinity in the final moments have picked up a little bit of pace, but it's a little too late.
Too little, too late, and we see Twisted Minds on a 2-0 lead. And this is personally what I wanted to see from Twisted Minds. Game 1, yes, it was a bit shaky. The open nets did leave you into a bit of a tougher situation. But Game 2, they cleaned it up. They looked stellar. They looked so much better and so much more in control of their own game.
The instant timeout coming in from Infinity as well, folks. So they'll have a little bit of time to talk about what's going wrong, what's going right in that game 2, unfortunately, not much going right. And as we picked up back in game 1, those were unforced errors coming on out from Twisted Minds and Infinity not constructing those goals themselves. So if you were to take a look at it from like the coach's perspective, they themselves have not created success yet, have they?
I'm just looking at Infinity in general and think, what are we gonna expect to change from them? Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't see much changing from Infinity because I don't see much of a different playstyle coming out from them that works as well as this one. Yes, you're gonna have to give up on maybe some of the goals going against you from Twisted Minds, but I do think they need to keep playing the way they are. Just purely pushing Twisted Minds back onto their back foot, just your shooting needs to be on target.
To, I guess, construct on top of that as well, I would, if I was the coach here, it would be simple, call what you're going to do, and never look for that first touch on net unless it's naturally an open net, right? You either call backboard or infield passing play, dependent on where your teammate is, and you purely, every single time, work for passing plays just to maneuver the defense, because at the moment, every single time Infinity throws the ball towards net, there's always a player to meet it. It's too simple for Twisted Minds to defend. They've at least got to come up with some other ideas.
Well, maybe they will come up with some other ideas. For that, we have to wait for game number 3. But overall, Bacon, I like I said, I'm happy with Twisted Minds though. They're playing the way I want them to play. They're playing solidified, they're playing calm, collected, and waiting for the mistakes of Infinity. Something they have to do against a team like Infinity, because we know Infinity makes a lot of mistakes. They are, like you said, a passion team. They play on their speed, on their passion, on the way they want to go. If that is something that can be punished, Twisted Minds will go for that. That's something they've been doing so far. The problem I do see though, it doesn't work against Rule 1 and Falcons.
Well, Twisted Minds corrected their mistakes all the way back live in game number 1. It was during the match of leaving those open nets.
Open, you say?
Yeah, is that a caster's curse? I don't know. Speak of the devil when he may appear. Talk of open nets, and well, there's one right for you.
The Senso, I wouldn't call it the devil because, well, Senso was just bumping the last defender out of the way. So it is a good and well set up game plan for Twisted Minds right here. Getting the first goal. Atom tries to find Suspect who comes down from the ceiling, but Venom hits it into his own corner, remaining in control. The oh so important thing we saw from Twisted Minds is the pre-jump comes out for Samal, but he doesn't have to worry too much as Infinity doesn't do anything with the ball.
That's also because Twisted Minds were playing quick on the counter. Oh my day. From Venom throwing it into the corner with pace to get the clearance from Senzo, throwing it off to the side, and then some more, showing us more. Beautiful for a second goal.
Beautiful and well set up. Exactly what we wanted to see. But the wrong team is winning. Infinity called the timeout. They should have changed something, but the Carrots, I guess they aren't doing that well.
Didn't we get some statistic last regional that, yeah, a team calling a timeout doesn't actually help them? Like, we're not seeing that construction upon those timeouts, identifying what's wrong, but that's right. Infinity getting a goal here. That's a good start. They're on the back foot, but there's still tons of time. Effectively, 4 minutes 20 left of the clock.
You want to know how bad it was last regional?
Go on.
Every single timeout called was won by the opposition.
That's a yikes from me, Chief.
It hasn't gone well for the timeout so far in MENA. Senso, 50% goes further forward into the blue corner. We go with Vampire, says none of that. Gets it away, but not away enough as Venom. The backboard, but not shot on target. Infinity survives for a bit longer, but they have to find something sustainable to do more than just once. As Twisted Minds does do something more than once.
Oh, Suspect. There is a bit of an opening towards net. You can see it beckoning with the players either side, but it almost worked as a bait, essentially. Some more so confident in themselves. Just, I don't know, was playing rugby there. Just took the ball straight out of their hands and kept running on.
Senso tries to run on even further. It is Venom to help him out, but still into the blue corner we are. Nothing being created, nothing being done. It just cannot escape this blue corner that we're in. And, well, please get it out. Please get it out of the blue corner. I don't care where it goes.
Not towards middle!
For free, man.
Get it out. You asked for it. I blame that on you, Spooks. You asked them to get out of the corner, so what do? Pass it to the opposition.
Or to the other corner and into the net as Senzo finds an opening. And well, the corner has been played quite well so far by Twisted Minds.
Twisted Minds are only ramping it up as well, which is scarier. They're getting better. Are they looking at this as a warm-up for that? Well, absolutely. We described it. We casted it. Falcons versus Twisted Minds last regional was the best match we've seen all season long. Are they getting ready for the rematch of that match?
Minds wants to do it once again, but they still have to continue for a bit longer. It isn't done just yet. A suspect tries to find a shot on target, but when those types of shots are not even coming close to the net, you know that Infinity is struggling right now, not being able to create what they want to create. It's Sama, back to the ground we go, but zero boost in the tank.
Well, that's because all the passing plays coming out from Infinity are not to teammates. They are to general areas. They are, yes, dare I say, too basic.
Too readable, too easy to see coming for Twisted Minds. And I mean, you're trying to bait out the team whose logo is a brain. You have to play smarter than that then. Thank you, Bacon. Thank you for the laugh. Even if it's a pity laugh, I will thank you for it. As right now, Infinity, I'm taking a bit of pity on Infinity right now, as they're still struggling to get a foothold in this game. Not being able to do what they want just yet. It is Hatem. Back to the side we go. Samad, back pass into the middle. Senzo, no! A weak shot. Not worthy of a pass like that.
The passing play was beautiful, and Senzo threw it all to the side. Not good enough, perhaps. Twisted Minds are looking for better. They deserve more. We're already seeing, again, construction towards better plays. Senzo not going for the flip reset, instead the bait.
Well, the bait and switch hasn't worked out too well for Infinity just yet. Trying to bait out Twisted Minds, go into their half and then counter-attacking them. But the counter-attacks, Bacon, they've looked weak. They've looked off. They've not looked Infinity-like, so to say.
Twisted Minds bringing out the demos as well. They're getting physical. This, to me, looks like a squad that's having fun whilst playing. Sure, they're not getting any goals at the moment, but they don't have to. They're just playing freely on this pitch.
As free as you can be, but right now you still have to hold on for 40 more seconds. It's Hatem dropping it down low, but no boost in the tank. And it feels like Infinity is like a bird, locked into their own defense, locked into a cage, and Twisted Minds is just a ruler, knowing what's going on, knowing what to do, and Sama is the one in control.
I mean, keeping the bird reference going, this other bird on the opposite side is just flying around that cage, blowing raspberries, teasing them. Just na. We're free out here. We're going on through. I don't care. Twisted Minds look good for a sweep right now, and that is scary.
It's not just a sweep here, Bacon. It is a dominant sweep. Apart from game 1, I don't think we saw Infinity anywhere near taking control of this game.
Oh no. We're okay. That's not just going to be another freebie goal. There was a moment I worried there. Some more allowing it towards the center. That should just be left to ground. And well, I said it. They're looking good for the sweep. That's because Twisted Minds are moving on to match point, dropping only 3 games in this series. 2 of them back in game 1, nothing game 2. In game 3, Infinity finally built themselves a goal, Spooks. It's a better sign, but it was off the back of that time out. Infinity don't have that, I guess, card to use anymore. They've got to go in and, well, pull off a reverse sweep blind.
A reverse sweep against this Twisted Minds is gonna be oh so tough. Is that impossible? No, of course not. It's Infinity. They are a team, like I said, right from the get-go, inconsistent as can be, but that means that their peak can still come whenever you don't expect it. The problem, however, that I have here is that it doesn't look anything like Infinity wants to go for a reverse sweep here. It looks like they're already done. They're already set on, oh yeah, we're going to the 3rd region and we'll deal with it then. Not even ready to fight back.
Infinity, again, this, I hate this kind of matchup purely because it feels like we're bagging on Infinity, but it looks like this team doesn't even want to play together. We're not seeing good enough passing plays. This looks like they're playing ranked right now. You know, still high-level ranked. Don't get us wrong, right, Spooks? But it's like they don't know each other. This is their first time ever playing with each other, and that's just wrong on all aspects. And we know this Infinity can play better. We know this Infinity squad can go to the grand finals.
Good evening, I'm Fierce. I'm Hatem. Thank you for showing up for today. This is our first RLCS run apparently together, as the way things are going right now. I think you're fully spot on, by the way, Bacon. They are playing like it's just a 3 solo queue people playing ranked. Not the way you want to be playing as just the minds. And that's the scary part that I've said before. They're finding passes. They're finding one another. They're finding what they need to be doing. As Hatem is finding this ball all by itself. And finally, an opening for Infinity to go through.
I mean, we said it, playing solo queue and ranked. Why not just evolve that spirit further? Hatem picks up the ball, does it all on his own. Infinity right on the 1 minute mark, get the opening goal, and well, you can't ask for many more of those. Perhaps you can ask for defense right now, because Twisted Minds aren't going to roll over.
The Maul with the flip resets, almost on target. The follow-up is there.
It's the save!
With the save of his life, maybe of his career, perhaps, as they are still fighting for their first sweep. Still in the lead, but Venom going across the field. Sets up Senso, the shot is there, 2 men committed, but the save has been made. A goal is lurking, but not just yet.
Oh, Suspect does get a touch to throw it into the corner. Hatem is there, Vampir's down below, but again, another pass without purpose, without direction. An Infinity handover, control the ball, but they're now contesting. They've upped the pace. They're going for more 50-50s. Infinity, with more fire, find a second goal.
And they are doing exactly what they need to be doing. They are creating awkward spaces on the defensive end for Twisted Minds. They're making things so awkward that someone has to commit. And if that person misses, a second person has to commit. And that's where Infinity can shine with their mechanical prowess, their mechanical sense. They're able to break through in these types of moments. But they have to be careful. It is not a one battle just yet.
Okay, right. I've just tapped into the copium here, Spooks. They were failing for dramatic effect. Reverse sweep.
No.
It's on.
Bacon is high.
Reverse sweep is on, Spooks.
Suspect is even more high. As Infinity, the 3-0, the turnaround. Where has this Infinity been? It's exactly like I said. They're inconsistent to a T, but their peak is oh so high.
Infinity were late to the party. The poppers have already gone off. The confetti's on the floor, but they're still dancing. Venom, though, he's got the broom out, looking to sweep it all up, saying, Infinity, now it's time to go home.
You talk about being on the floor. Well, Hatem, the mistouch that he does not want to see happening. On the floor, into the net. Twisted Minds crawl themselves back, and there's still more than half of this game to go. Samal hits it high. Can another kick of goal happen? This time around, Venom is bumped away, but it is still in the blue half, still in a dangerous position. Senzo can't get the touch he wanted. It means that we all can breathe for a bit longer.
More? Past one. Not going to be able to get past Vampirs. Hatem was looking for the bat pass. Unfortunately, yeah.
Samal!
Still dangerous. Vampirs gets another touch. Senzo was not ready for it. Venom's out of boost. The shot put on, and that was free for some more madness.
This is beautiful Rocket League from Twisted Minds. Exactly what you want to see. You said Senzo. Yes, he made a mistake. Going up to the air, not even getting close to the ball. But you know what he did right after?
Forced an issue.
Looking for the bump. Force the issue, make things annoying for Infinity, and guess what? We're back into this, the 3-2, and Twisted Minds does not want any chance of a reverse sweep.
Hatem nearly blocked on out. Good follow-up, though. Gets the ball down in Twisted Minds half. Venom does have the boost to get another touch on this. The flip reset as well. Even launched it. Not going to be able to get a third touch, but it's dangerous. Right above net. Some more wanting to dislodge it. Is there going to be a follow-up? No. Twisted Minds fall back to that midfield line. Senzo's been beaten out, though. Hatem with a run of his life. Even following on to this. Blocked out by Senzo, and that'll get a bit of distance and breathing room for Twisted Minds.
The Samar ready to give another pass into the middle, goes high, Senso misses the ball, but maybe leaves it alone, but it was maybe not the right call this time around. Samar once again pass forward, Suspect under control, but not good enough. Ball into the middle, we go once again, and you see more of those demos coming out from Twisted Minds, creating space, opening up the field as Senso, the calm, collected man himself, tries to get a bump this time around, but Vampires around.
Yeah, Senzo there was looking for a whole width play up in the air, but unfortunately, when you're going up against a team like Infinity, who is so fast, you're not going to be able to get that kind of distance freely.
They're not going to get it freely, as the goals are not going to be free, but so far, Twisted Minds have been buying their goals with demos, with bumps, and chaos plays onto the offense. And the team plays are looking good. Samar looking to do it solo this time around, but can't do it this time around of asking. Senso into the corner we go. Zero boost in the tank. Has to leave it alone. But Twisted Minds, your goal is a bit too open.
That's been a regular theme for Twisted Minds there. It's like we're going back to game one. Infinity might have just found a way back into this series, but they have been under pressure. 30 seconds left to go. Ball out towards Senzo in the middle, and it is blocked by Suspect.
Do little boost in Phantom's tank. Means this ball gets a clear booming ball forward. But once again, Senzo goes high, goes up into the ceiling. Flip reset is there, but the ball blocked off by Suspect still a tiny bit. Vampires has the seconds in his favor, but they have to be careful. Atom goes high and just wastes so much time with this play. All the time gone. 5 seconds on the clock. Samar into the air, but he doesn't have the boost. He doesn't have the control. As Suspect gets Infinity their first game.
It was not easy. It was left to the final moment, but drama has definitely been brewed here. Infinity have to go for the reverse sweep, and a performance like that, especially in the first half, shows that they can do it, Spooks. It's not going to be easy. Twisted Minds were challenging the whole way through, and I would argue we're in control the second half of that game.
The scariest part to me was, in general, how easily Infinity let Twisted Minds come back into this series, quite honestly, because they should have had this done dusted. A trio lead should never be something in danger, but it was. It was in danger.
Twisted Minds still have the timeout if they want it. They'd be silly to use it right now, is what I'm going to say. Because, you know, you don't want to give Infinity more time to sort of dissect what went right there. As we're ready to head on over towards game number 5, as we keep saying, Dead Eye Canyon going to Oasis. Love the new in the mix. But for me, this is going to be the real teller. Twisted Minds need to close it out now. Otherwise, they're going to start a lot of momentum for Infinity. This is do or die for me.
But is momentum enough for a team that's so shaky, so inconsistent as Infinity, as Twisted Minds seems to be the more solidified team, the more solidified roster, and Meister's more solidified third team? As we won't get a game 5. We'll have to wait a bit longer.
Yeah, unfortunately, clearly some little error. I haven't got confirmation what it is, but you know, we want these players playing at their best, right? You know, peak performance and all of that. So that's fine. Might be a little server remake, might just be one of the players accidentally DC, so it'd be held there. We re-go again from kickoff. Not a big issue here. Looking at the bracket so far, both these two squads making on through from the lower bracket, of course, from different positions. Twisted Minds dropped to Falcons in a 4-0 fashion up in the upper semis yesterday there, Spooks, but super close. Twisted Minds have continuously been knocking on the door of making it to that top 2 spot, not able to do it. Infinity, we've already seen make it to top 2, but they dropped much earlier. Like we said, fall into a Sparta and then having to make the entire lower bracket run. What a display it'd be if they can make it all the way to the grand finals, but I don't think Rule 1's going to be easy, and, well, Twisted Minds are wanting to stop them here and now.
I was just looking at the stats, and Twisted Minds has never gotten into the grand finals. Never. They've always gotten 4th or 3rd, but never higher than that. And that must be a bit of a block for them as well, knowing that you've never gotten higher. But the plus point here for Twisted Minds is that with how close the world's rankings are for the top 8, MENA, if MENA made top 8 at the next major, it is very likely that Twisted Minds is going to Worlds purely because they get another slot. And that's, I think, what Twisted Minds is also aiming for a bit more. Knowing that you cannot beat the top 2, so you may as well go for the 3rd best and see what you can do from there.
I'm going to have to go look back over the winter and, of course, full majors just to see how MENA has performed so far this year, because for me, it's been kind of like at majors anyway. I don't want to say a sleeper hit, but it's been top 8 so far. But when you're looking at the grand scheme to get that 3rd team, it's been consistency that has been through and through. So top 8 back in full for Falcons, and then 12th to 14th for Falcons back in the winter split major. So another top 8 definitely on the cards. And considering across the scene right now, a lot of teams looking to try out and bolster, looking towards Worlds, chances are there. And Twisted Minds, they've got to just keep on pushing, ready to go to Worlds, because they've got to be in the best condition they can be, the best form they can be for that chance.
And for that World spots, you do not want to give this upset potential roster in Infinity any hopes, any chances to get close to the grand finals, to get close to the major, because if they get to the major, they're in a prime position to overtake Twisted Minds. They can still do it if they do make it to there. But so far, they still have to wait a bit longer, as this game has not been played just yet. It is the ball into the hands of Fabiers. What can he do with it?
Sears, he's launched it downfield, doesn't connect with the ball, was going for the block, and Senzo took it low. Some more, that's going to be off the backboard. Suspect dislodging, putting it to his side. Demo coming on out from Vampires onto some more, will alleviate a lot of pressure. Venom in the midfield, slowing things down, able to get Twisted Minds into rotation, ready for that. What a counter!
The counter primed and ready, and once again, Infinity caught lacking, not ready for these types of situations, not aware that the first man of Twisted Minds is just hanging around midfield, just being like, okay, cool, I have so much free real espace, just I can do what I want.
Oh, some more. Still has quite a bit of boost. They will get another touch. The Suspect back in time. Risky moments coming on out from Infinity, who are looking to keep one player back in defense so that they can push up with double attack, ready for those blocks and ready to pounce on that net.
Venom can't break out of his own half so far. Samal has control but doesn't have the boost. Goes for a big booming clear just to get it away. Goes long, but no one there to help him out, as Venom has to be careful here. Suspect is quick, but not quick enough. Does he have the boost? No, he does not. As Senso drops it down, under control, goes high, looking for a fellow teammates to help him out, as he does get the bump, and the bump leads into a weird clear, so to say, for Infinity back into their own corner.
I don't like how Twisted Minds are playing right now, though, Spooks here.
Scared.
They're kind of following Infinity's playstyle, and that's not good. Senzo just clutches that up and gets the save.
They are playing scared in my eyes, like they have something to lose, but you don't really have something to lose with Samal on your team. But this time around, not on target, not good enough for this shot for Pierce. Breaking through, but not good enough. It's Venom into the hands of Suspects. Actually, the one that I did not expect to get the ball out of this situation. And it seems that Infinity has regained composure after the first goal.
A little bit of confirmation on the Falcons info. I got them the wrong way around earlier, Spooks. Just clearing that up. It was 5th to 8th there for Winter. And then 12th to 14th for...
That was a bad one.
Full, yeah.
That was the one they were not happy with. But it doesn't really matter in the end. In the end, you still have to get the top 8 for whoever goes to the major. Rule 1 or Falcons, it doesn't matter. Just to guarantee yourself an extra spot. And take it away, of course, from EU and NA. And that's, of course, the dream of every one of these regions.
Plays are a little bit too simple at the moment. You're kind of fallen into a lull where Infinity are playing safe with these sort of like singular plays because they've got that midfield control, and Twisted Minds are happy with it. So that's where you're kind of seeing what looks like, I would say, fake creativity coming out. You got fancy like freestyle plays, but they're not actually going to be attempts on net really.
Ooh, just barely saved. Senso was respawned in time, luckily enough for them. Infinity is trying to push the envelope, but they haven't seen enough. This is what you needed. And Infinity, you already called it. It was coming. We were expecting it. And Suspect is the deliverer.
Beautifully done right there. Infinity keeping it close. It's not going to be an easy job going all the way through this reverse sweep. It's those glimmers that give you hope and say they could just do it. It might be slim. It might be a little bit fragile and shaky, but Infinity could do it.
They could do it, but they have to be careful. Have to be so careful. When Venom finds the back of the net, but it was a bit of an own goal. This time around, Suspect tried to block off the angle, but instead gave an even better one.
Okay. Let's just wait for Infinity to bounce back on this. Like, I think they will. I could see an OT coming out in this one. I think they've got the passion, they've got the power, they've got the Hatter, but no, on the opposite end, there's some more to get in the way.
You can have everything you want. It doesn't matter when Twisted Minds has some more. The man who's been putting Twisted Minds on his back, Suspect, with the block, it's right into the middle. Vampire's with a good 50, but Senso is the one who is favored by it. As this ball dropping into the middle, not quick enough from Suspect, and Senso once again the clear forward, just wasting more time, and that's all Twisted Minds needs to do right now. 10 seconds on the clock. They just have to waste it. Waste the time as Infinity is wasting their chances. No shot to be found, and the time keeps on ticking down. The last chance for Infinity, but they aren't able to do anything with this. Vampire's keeps it on high, but it's not high enough. Hatem finally hits it high, has the control, finds the pass, but Senso with the block, and Zamar fakes it down to the ground. Twisted Minds wins here in a 4-1 fashion.
Nearly dropped it towards the end. They do give up the sweep, but Twisted Minds still stay true, and they'll be going up against Rule 1 next on stream. There we go. Spooks, Infinity still top 4 performance after coming top 2 last time around. You cannot doubt that this is a team that's a real contender right now, but this is also a team that we're looking to build towards next season, aren't we?
They're definitely going to be building towards next season. The only problem I would see for Infinity is, will Suspect stay? Because with the way Suspect has been playing, I think he's the best one on Infinity right now. And he very well could be ending up on maybe a Twisted Minds next season if they want to switch things up.
Right. Let's throw it to a break then, folks. No need to dilly-dally. Let's go and get that next match set on up. After the break, we'll then have the lower finals. Well, it's going to be interesting to see Rule 1 face Twisted Minds after this.